Hey guys, what is going on? We have some breaking news coming up to us from Tuscaloosa today. Alabama head football coach Nick Saban has tested positive for COVID-19. Michael Casagrande joining us now to discuss this matter, discuss this issue. Michael, tell us what we know so far and what the university has released in terms of information.
Yeah, it feels like Groundhog Day in a sense. Big game on a Saturday, and just a few days before that, on a Wednesday, we find out that Nick Saban's tested positive, and this time it sounds like it's not going to be overturned by any negative tests. He's showing at least mild symptoms according to the university, and he just got off the SEC coaches teleconference and said that he doesn't have any major symptoms. He's got a runny nose, but they're not questioning the results of this test, and he's definitely going to be out for this Iron Bowl.
Yeah, so a statement from Dr. Jimmy Robinson and Jeff Allen came down this morning. We received notification that Coach Saban tested positive for COVID-19. He has very mild symptoms, so this test will not be categorized as a potential false positive. He will follow all appropriate guidelines and isolate at home. So what's interesting to note, like you said, like Groundhog Day, just a few weeks ago, or I can't even keep track of time at this point, but going into the Georgia week, that was a big factor. Going into that, when the news came down that Coach Saban had tested positive, they confirmed those results. He isolated at home, and then they believed it to be a false positive, so he was able to test out. He did 3 negative tests in a row, but as you mentioned, because he's got the mild symptoms, they are not categorizing this as false positive. So what was said on the call that was interesting? I know he just had his SEC teleconference call. What are some things that you pulled from that are worth noting?
Yeah, so it sounds like Steve Sarkisian will be the guy who will take over in a sense. He will still be calling the offense. Saban stressed that they won't be changing too much of the game day operation, that he will still be calling the offense. It'll be, those administrative decisions, those, go for it on 4th down, kick a field goal, punt, whatever. Those kind of decisions will have to fall to Sarkisian. And, Saban made the point that he is somebody who has head coaching experience. He's coached, head coach at major programs at Washington and USC. So he's not like somebody who is doing this for the first time. So there's plenty of head coaches behind him, people with a lot of coaching experience. So it's not going to be something where they're going to be doing something for the first time in a big moment. So in terms of the contact tracing, that was a big question. Is anybody else infected with this? And Saban said nobody at this point, nobody's tested positive, and they don't feel like there's any sort of major outbreak within the program, that they're going to, go through the whole social tracing, contact tracing process. But it will be, it'll be up to the contact tracers to determine if anybody has. But Saban said he's done a good job of keeping his distance, keeping 6 feet from everybody whenever they're in meeting situations. He said he informed the team at about 10 o'clock this morning by Zoom that it's all kind of happened in the last 90 minutes, 2 hours. So it's a fresh process starting all over again. They have some experience with it, but they're still kind of working out some of the details behind the scenes as to how it all works.
Yeah, so I guess that kind of, you talk about the contact tracing, and as of right now, is there any indication on how long he would be out? Is that still kind of up for debate, I guess, in terms of the quarantine, when they can determine that he had it? I guess there's still a lot to be said. We know that he won't be coaching in this game, but we don't know what that looks like, I guess, for the following week at this point. Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess it depends on when the symptoms, or when he was determined to have contracted it. So yeah, those details exactly are still to be determined, or to be.
Yeah, and I know there's some discussion about potentially the quarantine period having dropped from 14 days to 10 days. So certainly we'll be tracking that. So obviously big news coming out today, Nick Saban testing positive. But as you mentioned, Michael, it looks like he is, obviously following protocols. He has quarantined. They will obviously look into anyone else. I know that they'll be doing their testing. They test. Alabama does test every day of the week. So certainly interesting news. Obviously, we'll be keeping up to date on that. You can follow Michael Casagrande on social media for updates as that becomes available. Mike Rodak, another one, Matt Zenens, John Talty. We've got you covered, guys. Thank you so much, Michael. We appreciate the insight, and good luck to you the rest of the week.
Thanks.